got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
Robbie, we're here today with Conner Mantz, Nike athlete, Olympian. What else?
Maurten athlete.
That's true.
And brand new American record holder in the marathon distance.
Isn't he the half record holder too?
I think both those things happened this year.
All in the, is Houston and Chicago considered Midwest?
No, Houston's definitely the South.
Yeah, I don't think Houston's considered Midwest.
All right. And you live in Utah, right?
I do, yeah.
That's west, right?
Yeah, we'll call it Mountain West.
Mountain West, yeah.
Like that's when I think of Cowboys and Indians and all that stuff.
I think if you break it down by football conferences, that kind of is better than doing geographical regions.
All right. Speaking of football, you went to BYU, right?
I did, yeah.
Is that still where you do your training?
Yeah, for the most part.
Did you grow up in Utah as well? Because I'm not sure where you grew up.
Yeah, I grew up in a place called Smithfield, Utah. It's just north of Logan. Pretty much, it's right next to the Idaho border. So, okay. I don't know. Everyone, I tell people northern Utah, but a lot of people are saying like Salt Lake's northern Utah. So I have to specify it's like 10 miles from the border.
Gotcha.
Right.
Oh, that's like north Utah.
Yeah.
Is there an airport there?
No. You got to drive about from my parents' house to the airport's like 2 hours. It's like Salt Lake City Airport's the closest.
Yeah.
Robbie, you did a little Googling. You know why I'm asking if there's an airport there.
Yeah. First things first. We need to talk about your grandpa a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, is it true that your grandpa was like a stunt pilot / he flew with Amelia Earhart and a bunch of Howard Hughes' pilot and things like that? Is that correct?
Yeah. So my great grandpa, he has a long biography. It came out like the year he passed, or a year after.
Way.
But yeah, he was one of the flight instructors for Amelia Earhart. He was on her first attempt on flying around the world. I think if I could be mistaken on that, they ended up in Hawaii and then stopped it there just because of a few things. But yeah, so he was a flight instructor for her, and then he had a lot of side gigs, a lot of other businesses with flying. He was a stunt pilot.
And this is like when flying planes was
With
like
a stick.
Yeah, it's like a stick in a paper
Yeah.
bag or something.
So wait a second here. So he's a stunt pilot, right? And any
Right.
movies that like you know of that he's in?
There's a long list. They're all old movies. He passed away in 1965.
So not Tom Cruise and Maverick and the Top
No,
Gun.
no.
Him in that. All right.
Right. I mean, if you like the Flight of the Phoenix, the original one, that's how he passed away. They were filming for that movie and the plane collapsed.
Wow.
They were
No
flying
way.
in, but he was in I'm trying to think of them where the last few movies were It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I think he did some stunts there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A bunch of old movies like black and white. He would fly an airplane through a hangar or take its wings off as he crashed into trees.
I bet you I've seen stuff though. Who's the guy that was a runner that also was a stunt guy that did all this crazy stuff back then in the, you know who I'm talking
That was
about?
a runner?
A lot of his stuff had running in it.
I have no idea.
We'll have to figure out. We'll put it in the show notes. But he's a stunt man.
Okay.
Back in that time, I'm sure they probably worked together.
Not the guy in that Brad Pitt plays or whatever. Is that who it's based off of?
No, that was in
Okay.
the 70s. I'm talking about back
way
when it
back.
was black and white movies, stuff like that. So your grandpa was a stud. You're an Olympian. Your dad better have done something cool.
Yeah. So my great grandpa was the pilot. His son
okay.
was a really good swimmer. I think I have no way of verifying this, but how I've understood it is my grandpa also qualified for the Olympics in swimming, but then his dad kicked him out for joining the LDS church. So
No
he
way.
didn't ever compete, but he was qualified, or at least some way of qualifying. And then my dad wrestled in college, had some opportunities to play football in college, but everybody he knew who played football in college just got like destroyed, like their knees were all blown out. So he wrestled a
That sucks.
year, and then went on an LDS mission, came back, and then the wrestling program where he was wrestling was discontinued with like Title IX and budget cuts and whatever. So it's been kind of fun. We're all in our own sphere of somewhat athletics. I guess I'd imagine flying is probably just as athletic as all the other things.
Yeah. Back then,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
basically you were, there wasn't, I wonder how much hydraulics were involved. But so that's interesting because you're not a swimmer, right?
No, no. My grandpa jokes that like high school girls destroy the times he was swimming back in the day, but
But for the Olympics, you had injured your, or going into the Olympics, you were dealing with an injury, and you did swim a lot for that, right?
right, that is correct. I tore my rectus femoris muscle, just one of the quad muscles of the four,
I
and
was gonna say, Robbie, tell me where that is.
Yeah.
yeah.
It sounds like a bad spot.
Just if you're ever doing like wall sits, it's that muscle that kind of pokes out of your quad.
All right.
Yeah.
If it happens, if not, maybe then don't worry about
You
it.
don't
But
have one.
yeah, maybe that's what I have, and you guys are missing. No, just kidding.
So,
Can we,
Yeah, go
I feel like as long as we're here and we're talking about getting to the Olympics, before you got to the Olympics, you're probably sick of this question. I know Clayton is got to be sick of it. We're at the Olympic trials in Orlando. We're watching it. We are actually feet from the finish line where you guys were. And we see the way that you guys finished there. And it was confusing, to say the least. Were you as confused by it, or did you know that it was going to happen like that?
I might have been the most confused of anybody. Because I didn't see Clayton, like I looked back, I didn't really see Clayton going like this. It was, I was more confused because I was mentally going to that race. I put myself in a bad spot. I like put way too much pressure on the race, and I hadn't had the best build going into it. And so when the race got hard, I kind of like freaked out, and I turned to Clayton and I was like, "Hey man, like I'm hurting. Can you like lead?" Because I'd been leading for a while, and so he took the lead.
Okay.
I also had run the mile before that slower. It was at that point we were running with Zach Panning still. And I was at mile 22, coach is giving me the, sorry, this might go a little long. Coach is giving me the okay at mile 22 that I could take the lead. He said, don't lead at all until mile 22. And so at mile 22, I take the lead. And that was with the whole weird, you had to get a third American under 208.10 to get three for sure to the Olympics. And if that didn't happen, then it was a maybe we bring three, but more likely we just bring the two. So I took the lead after mile 2, right at the 22-mile marker, to help keep the pace going with Zach Panning. And then at mile
it's
20,
hot.
yeah, it was hot. And then at mile 23, I think I ran like a 4:50. Or no, maybe it was like a 5 flat something. It was slower than what I was supposed to run to keep us on pace. And so I turned to Clayton and I'm like, dude, I'm kind of struggling. Like I was pretty disappointed that I ran that slow that mile. And so I was like, well, you need to keep the pace going to help Zach break 208.10. So we sent 3 people to the Olympics. Now in the end, it ended up being like they went off world rankings, and Leonard Career still made it. But so Clayton takes the lead, and then he's like, hey, just run next to me. And I'm like, no, like I'm just going to save energy. I'm going to conserve. And so we led, and then he was celebrating down the stretch, and I was like, I'm not an Olympian until I cross the line, kind of panicking a little bit. So I was just going off his pace. And then obviously the last 100 meters, I'm going to kick it in. Like you always have to kick it in at the end of a race. And I thought Clayton would just blast by me at the end, and then we'd go 1-2. But I think it caught him off guard, like really bad. So he just kind of was like I'm grateful for Conner for what he's done. And
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it was a little confusing. Yeah, it was pretty confusing to me. Probably more than anybody else, because I was like, I don't know what just happened, because I know Clayton is doing a lot better than me.
Yeah.
If he's able to go
And
off
you
to the
guys have
side, try and grab an American flag from people and celebrate down the stretch, he's definitely had enough to outkick me on that day.
you guys train together, right?
We do. Yeah,
So
so
you've talked about it since then, right? You've
quite a bit. We used to talk about it quite a bit, but I think it's just this awkward conversation, like, hey, wait a second, like, you let me win, but I don't want anybody to ever let me win. Like, and
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because you seem like a competitive guy. At least, when I watched you guys did the 10-mile championship, and it seemed like you guys fought for that. That was in like New Hampshire or something. I forget where it was.
oh, right. Yeah.
And
20, I think 20K in New Haven.
yeah, you guys seem to work off of each other, but at a certain point, you can tell there's like that competitiveness kicks in, and there's a clear thing. So that was a little different. As a spectator, I was like, "What just happened?" But to hear it from your perspective, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Clayton and I have talked about it, and it's still a little awkward for both of us, like I said, but we've kind of let it live in the past and be like, you know what, we can't change it now. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we've talked about it though. Like, we will never let one or like. It's funny actually.
That was it.
Well. So that race in New Haven, the 20K, um, Clayton was like, he was kind of keying off me the whole race, and then at the end, I was like, hey, you should make a move, because I don't know if I'm gonna break away from this other guy. And then he looked back and saw Sam Schillinger coming up. He's like, Sam's coming. And so I take off, and then it's just Clayton and I down the stretch with like a quarter mile to go, or maybe a half mile to go, just us two. And I'm like, hey man, like, I'm dead, go for it. And he's like, no, like, well, let's finish together. And so we actually finished that one together, talking about it.
Yeah.
And then that got a little awkward after the race. And so
Here's
after
the
that
crazy
one,
thing.
yeah, and so after that one, we actually said we're never gonna let we're never gonna let one another win again. Like, no one, we're never gonna let the other person beat us. Like, we're never gonna finish together. We're gonna race to the line, fight tooth and nail, because we're competitors. Like, yes, we're friends, we're training partners. And so I think at the trials, I was more confused because we'd already put that in place before the trials.
Interesting.
But I think it was the more of the, like, I think Clayton got more caught up in the moment, and I was just sneaky. And before he finished, like right as he got to the line, I think he panicked and was like, I don't know what to do. So he was just
I
like,
got you.
Yeah.
congrats to
He's
Conner.
just like, oh, I
And
guess
then
go ahead. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's
That's interest. That's
there's a
super-
lot of things we can't relate to about your pace, but the one thing that you just brought up that makes me very confused is you're at a 20K, you're probably running, low fours or something like that, minute miles. Robbie, I have trouble talking at like a 8:30 pace. Can you imagine being at like a four, like a all out like that?
No, that's why I said we're not talking about paces and splits on this podcast,
Yeah, I
because I
know.
can't relate at all.
But like, can you imagine? Oh, Sam's coming. I got time. Time to look back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that's
I
amazing, man.
wasn't able to talk very, very much, but I heard Clayton say Sam was like coming. That's when I knew Clayton's feeling really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so in that race we kind of finished together, but yeah, after that it was like, all right, we're never doing this again. Like, races to the line every time from now on. And
Yeah.
Well, I imagine, and it was the Olympic trial, so at least it wasn't the Olympics. I imagine
Right.
that's not going to happen
Yeah.
in the actual Olympics if that were the case.
oh, not at all. Even after, like, we talked about that, because it's just like, it is the Olympic trials. While it is a race, like, the only goal him and I had was top two.
Yeah.
Right.
because it's like there were only 2 guaranteed spots at the time. Like we needed to finish in the top 2 to actually
It's probably
go
a
to
bigger
the
deal to your sponsors who came in first
Probably.
than to you
It,
guys. But
I think in the end, it's probably the ones that were the most upset. I don't think it would have made too much of a difference if if people didn't see it and be like, what were they doing? Like, what the heck? But yeah, to
yeah,
us,
I
it
think if you were
was,
both under one brand, it would have been okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, two different brands. Now it was a hot Orlando Olympic trials, and that
Right.
was kind of good because Paris turned out to be pretty warm too. I want your take on the Omnius headbands.
Yeah.
Were you offered
Um,
those?
Oh yeah, they sent me one. It's actually still in the box. I haven't tested it yet. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Have you guys tried them out yet? Do you guys know much about them? I've
Megan has tested it on our team. I haven't tried it out, but you know when we saw that, we were all. It was the first time we'd ever seen it or even heard of it. Was we see Ilya Kipchoge with it on, and we're like, "What is that?" Like it looked like he was wearing like a studded bracelet or something on his forehead, but yeah,
Yeah. It looks like something
I-
from Star Trek in a way.
yeah.
oh yeah,
What's his name's visor?
Yeah.
they were pretty like it was interesting how many people were using them, and I mean I was of the opinion if I could get a new hat with ice in it that was soaked in water every 5K that might be better. Um, but I don't know. Everybody else was going with the Amiya's headband, so maybe that's what I needed on that day to run a little bit faster.
Yeah, I don't know. That would have been a tough call
Yeah.
because how early before the Olympics did you get the device?
I think it was pretty early, but I was doing a lot of my runs in Park City right before the Olympics, so it never got cold up there or never got hot up there. It would
I
get
got that
cold
hot.
some
Yeah.
days. So it was, I don't know, maybe I should have done more workouts. I guess I was still doing some in Utah or in Provo, but I probably should have tried it out. But in my mind, it just seemed like that the easy decision was a new hat every 5K.
Yeah.
I mean, top 10 finish is still pretty solid, all things considered.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
That course looked like not the most fun
Right.
course.
I actually thought it was a fun course, but like, um, I also like hills, and I I love hills. I like hard courses, so to me it was enjoyable.
Well, that's funny you say that because Chicago had very little hills.
Yeah. But Chicago, it was all about running fast. Like I wanted to run really fast, and so it was like, okay, do I do, if it came down between New York, Chicago, and a few other races, it was just kind of like, well, Chicago's fast, has the world records there at least. It has like the men's world record, the women's one. I won't talk about because she's currently banned, but
Yeah. Exactly.
it's a fast course, and I don't know. It's only one time zone away. It's easy travel. It kind of just made sense. So it's not the course that like I would. It's not like I love the course of Chicago. I mean, I just know it's a fast course, and the people are like the cheering sections are amazing in Chicago.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are those are the reasons I went to Chicago over like a race that might be more suited for me to place higher because I believed that Chicago I could get the American record.
And you did. Let's talk. I watched you this morning, by the way, on my treadmill. I was doing a treadmill that will mimic the elevation. So I was doing the New York elevation, but watching
Nice.
you running on at Chicago. And I have to say, sometimes I look at the pros and I'm like, they make it look so effortless. But man, it looked like you were working that whole time.
Thank you.
Did it feel like a sprint the whole time?
It definitely felt like it felt the hardest early on than it has ever in a marathon for me. It was weird to be, I don't know. I felt like there were some of the early miles, like before 10K, that were like, oh, this isn't. I don't feel like I'm floating. I mean, and I never look like I'm running easy. I always feel like I look like I'm hammering.
I
Which
have to tell you, I started mimicking your stride to see if, like, the other day I was just like goofing around and I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going a little faster. I was like puffing up my chest and putting my arms back a little bit more. And I was like, maybe he's on to something.
oh man, yeah, careful. You might hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. So,
my stride's a little goofy.
how do you pull yourself mentally out of that spot when, you never want to feel like it's tough at the 10K mark? And a lot of people, that's where their race day can fall apart because then they're just like, well, today's not the day. How did you mentally pull yourself back into the race?
I think having experience is what really helped me, and having other marathons where I don't know. I kind of felt this way in the Boston Marathon earlier this year, where there were some miles that I was like, I was just mad at myself. I was like, this isn't working. I'm running like too fast. I'm hurting too early. I remember at halfway at Boston just feeling awful and just being like, dang it, like I overdid it. And then mile 16 being like, I might be done. And this was all at Boston. But then mile
Yeah.
like 18, I felt like we were jogging as a pack and we were going up some of the hills, some of the Newton hills. And I was like,
Wow.
why are we going so slow? Why does it feel like we are like everyone's waiting for someone to make a move? Um, but we were dropping a lot of people then. And so I've had to go back, and I think just having the experience in my past marathons of sometimes you feel kind of crummy early on, and you really, if you've trained right and you're not overconfident in your ability, or you're not, yeah, overconfident in your abilities, um, and like this is the pace I'm supposed to go, then you just kind of have to trust that your body's going to be fine. And
Is it
usually I
like a
wouldn't say that.
patience?
I don't want to say that to too many people though, because a lot of people go out too fast in the marathon.
Yeah. So when you're not feeling well, is it more like a patience? Like you can tell yourself, hey, hang in there. It'll come back around.
Exactly. That's what I had to do in some of those early miles in Chicago, and yeah, I felt like there were some random miles that were just really hard. And now I look back at my splits, and I'm like, oh, no wonder that mile was kind of hard. I ran really fast that mile, and yeah, it's kind of funny, like just kind of seeing how whatever the pack was doing, it was like really affecting how I felt. If the pack was going faster, I'd be like, oh, that one really hurt. Or if the pack was going slow, I'd be like, man, I feel amazing. Like this feels like we're just
Yeah.
chilling. And then I'd like look down at my watch and we'd be 9 seconds slower than
So
what we were supposed to hit for that mile.
when it comes to those miles on the pack going at different paces, is that a decision someone makes and everyone goes along with it, or is it kind of like everyone just it naturally moves a little bit faster and slower depending on the course? How does that work during the race?
So I think it's a little bit of both. I think like it's part of it's affected by the Pacers. But I think part of it was like in Chicago, it was the course with the wind. So like our first mile, we had a tailwind, and in my mind, it felt, and it's like that's the most downhill mile of the course, I
Yeah.
believe. And so yeah, I felt like we were flying, but then we came across the mile in 4:30, and I was like, oh no, like I've overdone it. My race is gone. I just messed it all up in the first mile. Um, but then I quickly recovered, and fortunately, I was able to tell myself, "Oh yeah, like you can, like that's close to your half marathon pace, so you can recover from that pace and start running marathon pace and be okay." But a lot of it was like the wind. There were some times when we would go really slow running, and not really slow, but like 9 seconds slower than our pacers were supposed to go for certain miles. I think that happened for 2 miles, miles 10 and 12, and it felt like I was chilling, but they were the Pacers were the ones having to push into the wind. So they were
Taking the
probably
wind.
like,
Yeah.
they
And
probably thought they were
what
keeping
pace?
it sane.
Oh, sorry. What pace were they go? Were they at? What was their goal pace for when they were going out?
Their goal pace, I think, was 440. It was like 443.8 or 443.9, pretty much 444.
Okay.
Is
But they
that
were
was it intentionally for you to get the American record?
So that was a little bit. So they'd given me a pacer specific for me to go for the American record, and I asked him. I actually like had a stretch goal to break 204, which was a lot faster than just the American record. So I had talked to him before, and I said, "Hey, actually, I want you to go out at the 204 pace. There's a pacer for that's supposed to go through halfway in 62 minutes. Just run by him. That way, the pack will have two pacers. And usually, when you have two pacers, their pacing is more consistent than just one. So, in my mind, it was better for us to go with one of the other packs, and then I could just tuck in and run with a big group of these really good athletes instead of just being on my own, maybe running right at American record pace, and then catching people at the end."
Yeah. So when I'm running, I have to set like an alert on my watch. I don't know about you, Robbie, for taking my energy, for getting my carbs in. You have a luxury, but like I have to carry my own nutrition for the most part. But you have tables. Like how does that work out? Does it work out to basically every 25 minutes? Like, because you had to grab Maurten's and you had a little drama on the course. At least it seemed like not drama for us, but one of the other runners. But how did that work out?
Yeah, so they'll give us nutrition stations every 5K. They'll have just 10 tables, and then your bottle. Well, at least Chicago had 10 tables, and then you could put a water bottle on it. You could tie gels to your water bottle. You could put whatever you wanted. And so I just had these Maurten. It was actually like these really small water bottles that
With a
have like
straw.
a straw. Yeah, it's just easier to like you just hold it like this, and the spit comes out, and you can just put it in your cheek and drink really easily.
Is that like that's not the hydrogel though? That's like the 360 or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
What's the
yeah. So I'll take the
320?
Maurten 320.
Yeah, 320.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. So I'll take like I think if I take it's like 200 milliliters to 150 to 200 milliliters, it's almost the equivalent of a gel every 5K.
Because I was when you were running and you grabbed your bottle
Yeah.
and you're going along and the other guy had missed his bottle, I guess. So he ran up to you. He's an ASICS athlete. I forget his name.
Zuhair Talbi.
Yeah, Talby. And I could tell he was talking to you, asking, and I saw you look at your bottle, take a couple more sips, look at it again. So was there like a measurement line so that you know you're getting a full?
Yeah. So I would have this bottle doesn't have it. So this one has them, but like I have a goal of how far to drink on every one. It wasn't this specific bottle, but like yeah, like 500 milliliters is here, 450, 400, 350, and so every line is like I'll have it measured how much I'm supposed to take, and so I had a minimum that I was supposed to take, and so I wanted to make sure I hit that minimum before giving him the rest, and so I wanted
Dude,
to
how much
have.
did he thank you at the end? Like I would have bought you like a dinner or something.
Oh no. He was pretty grateful. I trust him. He would. I know him pretty well, so I just know that he would have done probably the same for me.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but so Maurten sent us over because they do sponsor the Drop Podcast. They sent us over basically a text that you had sent after the race describing your fueling, and so it said that I think a lot of people thought that you just gave him a bottle at I think it was the 5K mark, but did it also happen again at the 25K mark?
Yeah, I think it was 25K. It happened again later.
Yeah.
Is he just bad at grabbing bottles or?
No. So what happened, or at least what he told me, he was fine aerobically. He told me at mid race, he said another athlete who will remain anonymous, anytime he will grab his bottle, it would knock over Zuhair's bottle. And at least it happened these two times. So he like went to grab it, and the guy in front of him. So I think they have aid station people that if like that happens, they'll go put it back up. But because we were all in the same pack, when he would go to grab it, it would knock it over, and then he wouldn't be able to go grab it because it would be off the table on one of the sides.
So we just need to watch the video again to see who you're talking about.
Weird he didn't give him some of his bottle.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So can I ask you, when that happens, Are there times? Obviously, there's times when it's accidental. Hopefully, most of the time. Are there
Oh,
times
yeah.
when it's definitely intentional?
Um, I I haven't I've only seen it intentional a couple times, and never in any of the races. Like, yeah, I can think of only one time where I thought it might have been intentional. I was running a 10K on the track, and there was one they had like water cups out, and there was one guy who seemed to grab every water cup and drop it. He would like grab it, drop it, grab it, drop it.
Interesting.
I definitely think there's
Nice. I thought
sometimes
you were
it
gonna
seems
say. I thought you were gonna say Ilya Kipchoge and Galen Rupp in Tokyo.
oh, did one of them
I
knock
don't
each
think it
other's?
happened. No, I just is when Elliot was like, "Go ahead, you take the lead."
There was
Oh,
another.
yeah.
There was one. I thought it was Tokyo. I can't remember. There was. It seemed pretty obvious when someone grabs a bottle and kind of drags their
Sweeps.
arm along the
Yes.
table.
I remember that. I saw that video, and then the guy he knocked every bottle down, but the last one he
Yeah.
grabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, does
I
that? How much of in your head? How much would that mess with your like game plan? Like if you're going for the American record and somebody knocks over your bottle, not intentionally, just it's like knocked out. Do you
yeah.
go into a panic, or are you like, I got 5K, I can hit it at the next stop if I miss?
I would probably if it happened once, I would probably let it go. But if it happened a second time, I would stop and grab it. Um, it's
Because
I mean, nutrition's so important during
do you carry like a spare gel on you or
Yeah.
anything just in case something happens?
I probably should because I have twice at the Olympic trials. You know, we brought that up earlier, but like I grabbed my bottle, but I had like a brain fart or whatever you want to call it, and I grabbed it, but then it like the straw that I was using wrapped around my finger and flew across the course.
Well,
And
I'll
so
get. Yeah.
Clayton shared his nutrition with me that day, um, and then at the Olympics, another thing happened where in the Olympics they have two people that are allowed to hand you your bottles at every station.
Oh,
And
okay.
there was one time they told me like Clayton's high, you're low because you're shorter. And so I went for I would just didn't even think about it at like the 10K or 15K bottle. I went to grab it, and I think I went to grab Clayton's, and so like the guy didn't let go of it because he was like, no, like this is for Clayton's, but I'm running it, 5 minute
Yeah.
pace or faster. And so I just
Yeah.
like grab it, and it just flies out of his hand, and he holds onto it, and it just goes out, and I'm pretty upset. And
Wow.
then Clayton shared his with me. Well, he ended up getting mine. I think he was like, "Did you get mine?" And I was like, "No." The guy like, I thought I was going for mine, but he shared it. We shared that one at the Olympics, and so it's just you try and be fair to all your competitors, and even
Yeah.
because in a marathon, I don't know if you felt this, Thomas, but it's like you feel like you're on the same team as everybody around you until maybe like the last
I
mile.
do.
So
Yeah, I do, but I'm not. I'm not trying to break a world record. But okay, so you've got the American record for the marathon, which is no small feat. You've gone to the Olympics, which again is like amazing. Of the two events and of the two challenges, what do you think is more important to you? Like as far as maybe when you're done running, which is going to be more important to you, that you had the American record or that you went to the Olympics for America or the
that's a
United
good
States, I should say?
question. I would probably say the Olympics because I mean no one can take that away from you. Records are going to come and go.
Yeah.
And while this was a more impressive performance than making the Olympic team, I mean who knows like in 8 years or 12 years or 16 years, my record could be like so far down the list that nobody even remembers it. But I'll always remember going to the Olympics. Like that'll always be something um, that was like pretty special to me.
Yeah, I would imagine that that's like the pinnacle of any kid's dreams in this sport would be like someday to be able to be in the stadium with the Ralph Lauren kit on and the Nike uniform for the run.
Yeah.
Like it has to, like, did you well up in tears at any point?
I didn't, but it was it was like the funnest race I've ever run. Like I look back at the Olympic race and just smile because I was like, that was a blast. Like I want to redo
Wow.
that. I want to rerun that race over and over again. Even running up that stupid hill that I was running up at
Yeah.
it's like 7 minute pace going up 15%
That was steep.
whatever that hill was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for us as spectators, like it's so much fun to see someone like you in the sport just because this is a part where I kiss your ass a little bit. Because like you're building this resume and we're getting to be part of it. Like we get to see you, okay, here's, early on Olympic trials. Okay, there's the Olympics, now the American record, and we just keep watching you in the half marathon, and we keep watching you kind of build this legacy. And I'm curious, like what's like you've got a couple things checked off. What's next? What's the next challenge?
Yeah, it's I mean, I obviously want to place well at any world major I do. The next challenge is actually I'm doing a U.S. cross country championships. That's in 6 weeks from this coming Saturday.
That's
So
cool.
the next challenge is trying to recover quick enough that I don't feel recover quick enough so that I can actually race and be competitive. But yeah, it's I don't know. I see World Cross Country Championships as like the next really big thing on my mind. As long as I can make that team, and I think as a U.S. Team we could medal, and that would be
Oh wow.
really really cool. I love cross country. I love being competitive in it. I don't know. We got to get everybody to be healthy and ready and send the best team.
What does that mean at your level? You just finished Chicago Marathon a week ago.
Yeah.
What does recovery look like for you? Like for us mortals, they're like take a week or 2 weeks off. Are you doing that as well?
I took I took I took one day off that I would have ran
Yes, I
normally,
love it.
and then
Okay.
I like did like 10%, 10 to 20% of mileage like for a few days. So like I ran like two
Wait a second.
miles one day, 4 miles
Okay.
another. Like
Okay.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
When you
yeah,
said 10%, I'm thinking, okay, this guy's
Still
running
running 90
100,
miles.
yeah, 200-mile weeks.
no.
But
Like
all right.
there were some pretty easy days that I don't know. I ran. I think the day after I ran 4 miles, and the next day I ran two, and the next day I didn't
Okay.
run, and then it was like I don't know. I just ran with my wife a couple times. Like I ran. She did a workout like the Thursday after, and I ran her warm up and her cool down with her, and that was
Nice.
it. Like just whatever running that she was doing, it seemed
Just
convenient
keeping
for
the
me.
legs moving.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, okay, you said the World Championship cross country is coming up, and you said that we have a chance to medal.
yeah.
Who would you say is going to be the top competition at this event?
Like team wise, or at
Yeah.
U.S. championships.
The team one. Are you saying it's World Championships or U.S. Championships cross country?
I'm saying world championships. We have
Yeah.
I mean Kenya, Ethiopia are going to be the top two.
Yeah.
Uganda can be pretty good. Eritrea can be really good. I'm trying to think of who else is like. Sometimes Bahrain is like the African All Star team. They'll like get a bunch of Kenyans and Ethiopians to like
Just
great there.
yeah.
Um, but
And
yeah,
when you run this, are you running in Dragonfly or Streak Fly 2, or what do you run the race in?
I probably Dragonfly. It's been a
Okay.
minute since I've done cross country, so um, yeah, I'll probably do like the Dragonfly.
Nice. And so are you I have a question. So when you're training, we all know what you're running in on race day. When you're training, are you actually running in the Nike
Vomero
Vomero Premium,
Premium.
or are you doing the Vomero or something else?
I use it. This is kind of terrible because it makes me seem like I'm such a I don't know unrelatable to the most runners, but because I get so many shoes, I'll rotate through. I'll do some miles in the Pegasus, the Structure, and then the Vomero Plus, Vomero Premium. And
Okay.
the Vomero Premium for a while, like when they were having me prototype it, I was doing it like before the Olympics, before the Olympic trials, and then before
Before the
this.
Olympic trials?
Yeah.
This
So
shoe's been in production like in testing that long?
yeah. So
Whoa.
it was actually like the reason I've been one of the like faces of the athletes who used it is because before the Olympic trials, I had a stress reaction in my femur, and I was on the Alter G doing a lot of my training on that. And one of the shoe designers was like, "Hey, we have this shoe. We want you to try it. Similar to running on an Alter G." And it was the first Vomero premium. Like it was, or at least the first version I got. And so I did I did one of my first runs in it as a long run, and I like ran amazing. It was like it was my first long run, I think, like completely on the ground. I think it was like 20 or 25 miles. It was at the point where it's like, all right, like either I have to get fit, come back from this injury. So I'm either like having to go all in now, and I'm going to get injured, or I'm going to make the team. It was kind of like a risky situation, but I
All
used
or
the
nothing,
shoe.
yeah.
And that first long run in it, I ran I did a pickup at the end, and it was like one of my fastest pickups ever. I went like 4:38, 4:36, 4:34, 4:32 for 4 miles at the end
That's
of
awesome.
20 or 25, and um, I was like, this shoe is like amazing. You need to like cut the stack height down a little bit because the stack height for that shoe is actually pretty close to 40 millimeters. The original one, it was
Now it's
actually
55.
now it's 55, and that one was pretty narrow, so it was super unstable. But for me, I was like,
Okay.
make this into a racing shoe, and they're like, we're thinking more of a max recovery shoe, and so I was like, okay, well then, here are all the things I'd want to change on it, and then they kept sending me new versions of it. But yeah, like the first one was actually closer to like an Alpha Fly with how it felt, and
Interesting.
Would it be legal with two airbags? I don't know what
It can
the
have
ruling would be.
yeah, I think so.
Well, okay.
But I think the stack
it will
height
be as long as the stack,
Stack height 55
Yeah,
would, yeah.
It just can't have them stacked on top.
What I'm thinking
top
is
of
if
each
you
other.
had, because it doesn't have technically plates, but you have two firm, things
airbags.
that could be considered plates.
As long as it's I think it
I
has
have to
be.
tell you, I love that shoe. I think it's a great shoe. I know that people are confused by it because it looks crazy like a fashion shoe or something like
Yeah.
that. I happen to be a big fan of it. Megan loves it. I think Robbie, the reason he's asking this question is this shoe doesn't really work for you, does it?
I'm not a huge fan of it. I think the weight once shoes go over a certain weight, it just for me it doesn't work. But I'm a huge fan of the Vomero Plus. That's probably one of my top 3 shoes of this year. I run in that all the time, and I what really surprised me about the Vomero Plus is that even though it's a max cushion shoe, when it has so much energy return that when you pick up the pace, it bounces so much that it's a surprisingly fast shoe too once you get it up to
Right.
speed.
See, and we know, I don't know if you know who Ben Johnson is, but he's a big Nike fan, and he
Oh, yeah.
runs an all Nike. Yeah, he ran 2:44 in the Vomero Premium in Sydney. Not an
Oh,
easy
yeah.
course, high course, heavy shoe, and the guy cooked.
That's awesome.
I
agree with you though that like I think that's what's nice about what Nike's doing with the silos right now is Robbie likes the Vomero 18 and he likes the Plus, where I like the Plus and the Premium. I don't really like the Vomero 18, so it kind of covers the bases for people.
Yeah.
But I like a little bit of a
Yeah.
firm. Like I don't like the huge max cushion shoes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So is there anything you're testing now you want to talk about that we should know about that's awesome?
not that I'm testing right now. I mean, yeah, they have some
you
stuff
run-
coming through the
You're running the
pipeline.
Alpha Fly 4, right?
I've done a little jog in it.
We've seen like people have leaked what it's supposed to look like, but I don't think it's going to look like that because it looked just like the
Yeah, I
one
don't
that's
even think
currently
that was-
out.
And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
everybody knows that another version of the shoe is coming, so you gave nothing away.
Yeah.
But have you run in the Structure Premium? Because that's the last one of the standard 9 to be coming out, and which should be here soon. And we were kind of
Yeah.
excited to see that. It looks like a pretty
I
cool
thought
shoe.
this was the best structure that they've had.
Oh, the basic structure was
Yeah,
very
I thought
nice.
it's the best structure they've had. Yeah, sometimes I see Robbie wearing it
Yeah,
cash.
I wear it a lot.
Yeah, I've only actually, because I don't use the structure very much. I've only ran in the new structure like once, so
Okay.
I'm also just trying to get through this. I have a pair of the structure 25s that I'm trying to like wear out completely before I really go to the next one.
Gotcha. That's
But,
funny. Have you run in the peg trail at all? Have you? Because that's also a fan favorite of mine.
oh yeah. During the winter, where are you guys located? I probably should have asked that earlier.
Baltimore, not a lot of snow.
Not a lot of snow.
Some
Trail
snow, but
shoe,
not much.
trail shoes are like
We
the
have
go-to
trails.
when it's snowy and icy.
Okay. Okay.
Like I will do, yeah, when it's snowy outside, it's like I'll do the peg trail. What is it? Gore-Tex.
Yeah.
That'll be the shoe I probably use the most in the
Gore-Tex.
winter.
Yeah.
All right, so you happen to be in the like outdoor playground of the world, at least in the U.S. You're close to Deer Park and all the skiing in Park City. You've got tons of other activities like cycling and stuff. Are you so concerned with like staying healthy for running that like getting into skis or on a bike is a no-no?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I actually don't really like mountain biking. I'd rather do like trail running and go up in the mountains. But skiing, I did grow up like skiing and snowboarding, and I don't think I've gone since like my freshman year or sophomore year of high school. Just out of safety reasons, it's
Yeah.
not worth it. Which is kind of sad. I mean, like you said, I have uh, I don't know, between where I'm living now and where my parents live, there's probably like 20 ski resorts in between.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
It's
exaggerating there,
beautiful
but
out there.
it's like, yeah, and it's only like 3 hours to get from, or not even 3 hours, like 2.5 hours to get to my parents' house. So it's ski resorts all along the mountains the whole way up.
Yeah, I grew up skiing myself, and then I did the Trans Rockies run where you go in the summertime, and I'd never been out to the Rockies in the summer. And running it, I was like, I'll never come back in the winter. This is amazing. Do you get a chance to do a lot of trail running and like mountaineering when you're out there, like
Not,
out
not
there
as
on the
much,
trails?
not as much as I'd like to. I did. I don't know if you guys know who Christian Allen is. He's a trail runner for Nike.
Yeah. Wait.
He was like
Yeah.
fourth, I think, at the World Champs in one of the events this year. Or fourth at least some big trail race this year. And one year I did a trail run with him, and I was like, just take me on like your easy day. And I remember being sore for a week, like having trouble getting out of bed, and it was like I was in
Did you
so
tell him
much
that?
pain. I did, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Probably shouldn't have, but I think like I'll do some trails, but they're pretty light and nothing of his moderate. I won't say that was an easy run for him. I think he was giving me a hard
oh,
time, but
yeah.
um, yeah, and it was yeah. I don't think I do as much as I would like to, but it's just kind of how you I don't know. We're doing a lot of mileage. It's hard to get like real trails in, and then also some of the guys I train with really don't like trail runs, so I'd rather be running with more people than going on the trails some days. But I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. As we're getting closer to wrapping up here, I kind of am interested. I'm surprised Robbie hasn't asked you yet already, but music or no music, and what's on the playlist?
Oh, it depends on the day because I like running with people. So no music when I'm alone or when I'm running with people. Music when I'm alone, just depending on the day, and it depends. Like, let's see.
You
I
can
like
also give
John.
all-time favorite. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like listening to John Mayer. I like listening to like the Killers. Before Chicago, I listened to it's a instrumental guitarist named Tommy Emmanuel. Um, I
Nice.
thought that was like the perfect thing to listen to right before a race. And then if I'm like cross training because I'm injured, I'll listen to it's called the Glitch Mob, and it's just
Oh yeah.
way too loud, but it's kind of wild. So it just varies. I usually have like I listen to the music based off how I'm feeling, and yeah.
Nice.
What about you guys? Music? No music?
I'm a no music guy.
I'm music. So we do have group runs, and on group runs, I don't listen to music. But on daily runs, just to get out the door, I usually just put on. It's bad because now it's like I just rely on Spotify to kind of almost make my list for me. So I'll use like the Discover Weekly or the if I do my like songs, but like it, I my like songs tend to get repetitive after a while.
Right.
I sometimes I will, like if I'm driving to a race or before a race, I'll listen to some music, and I usually listen to like M83 or actually The Killers. Like I always like to listen to all these things that I've done like leading into a race. It gets
It's a good one.
Gets me pumped up. Yeah. So yeah, so I think those are my picks.
Yeah. So of American or U.S. runners, and they don't have to be running currently right now. It could be even like you pick a Ryan Hall or something like that. Who would you have like if you could put together a dream team to race against, or a dream team to take to the Olympics, from American marathoners? Who would be your 3-person team?
So people, and I would like to put myself on it because
Yeah, you can. Okay, and 3 more.
Yeah.
okay, and 3
So
more.
4.
Yeah.
Marathoners, I'd put Galen or not Galen Rupp. Sorry, Nev Keflezighi first. Sorry, not just throw any shade at Rupp. Nev was the one that went to my mind. I don't know why I said Galen, but I throw Nev Keflezighi on that as the is number 1. I mean, Olympic silver medalist, Boston champ, New York champ. That's hard to beat. Frank Shorter with an Olympic gold. I mean, was back in the 70s, so it's been a while. But I mean,
And they have to
gold,
dress the
Olympic
way that
silver.
they dressed back then too. They have to wear
Obviously.
the clothing from that era when they race with you.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
that's
he'll
you
be
gotta
wearing
wear
cotton
the
shorts.
Yeah, and the Nike
painter's cap.
racers. Yeah,
All right, but they can have alpha flies. Let's say that.
Yeah, they can all have alpha flies.
dude, that'd be cool to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, so you got one left.
Oh man.
Meb Keflezighi, Frank Shorter.
Let's see. There's a lot. There's a lot of other people, but I mean, trying to think of like other. I mean, yeah, let's throw Galen up on there. I mean, if I
All right, Galen makes the list.
which by the way, his finish at Chicago, pretty impressive.
Oh yeah,
Said there was a bigger story though.
Baker.
We already covered that one.
Yeah.
We a bigger story. We already covered that
Yeah.
one. of you taking
You,
the American record.
Yeah. I don't think Galen is. I wouldn't be surprised if Galen still made the team in 3 years.
Oh wow.
Because
That's crazy.
he's
That's amazing.
when somebody's been as good as him for as long as him, you never know. Like you never know what they're going to do at the Olympic trials.
Yeah, it's very cool. And he's like such a good announcer too. It's like, dude, stop showing off your talents, man.
Yeah.
I think he's had an interesting go because he came up right in the time of this switch of having to not just be a talented runner, but having to be a social person. And I think that kind of put him in a weird spot as far as fan base goes. But I would imagine that when you line up at a race now, at least the U.S. guys are looking to you to kind of like set the tone. Or do you think that everybody's like, I'm going to have to beat Conner Mantz to win today?
I definitely think there's a lot of people who are thinking, yeah, like I have to beat Conner Mantz to win today, and or at least to be the top American. And I don't blame them, but I don't like that mentality. I don't like being the one that people want to beat. I'd rather just be
Target. Yeah.
I'd rather have another target to look at rather than being like, I need to beat these guys behind me, or these guys who are around me. So I don't know. There's a lot of good upcoming marathoners though in the U.S., so it'll be exciting to see excited to see what happens over the next 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, maybe last thing. I just wanted to follow up because I meant to get this in earlier, but when we were talking about your fueling during the race, I calculated, like I was like pulling the amounts from, you were taking, basically a gel every 5K or the equivalent thereof.
Did you do the math? How many 5Ks are?
So it was like, no, it was, I think I had you at like 110 grams of carbs per hour. Is that accurate, do you think?
So that's probably a little high.
Okay.
If like I go for that. That's kind of the ideal, is about 110 for me.
Okay.
It's just after you mix it, it's like 580 milliliters is about 320 carbs. So
Okay.
if I drink, well, yeah, that would be the ideal. I'm probably taking closer to 90 to 100, but I'm trying to get to that 110 mark. I mean, I've heard that, I think Maurten shared something like this, that Helen O'Berry takes like 110 or 120 or something.
Wow.
Dang.
She takes, I think, more than anybody else I think I've ever heard of for a marathon runner.
I took 10 on the course. Is that 10,
Wow.
10 gel packs? So
That's pretty
Oh,
solid.
really?
yeah, I'm almost, I'm not as fast as Helen O'Berry. I had more time to take them, but it was getting close.
Hey, yeah, share your secrets with me. Let's see how much.
Hey, when the
You're
watch goes off, I take it.
Yeah, you were carrying. So you were carrying 10 of them with you.
Well, no, they had Maurten on the
had some on the
course for the civilians.
that's
So basically, I made a mistake because I calculated wrong. I was like, normally I'd probably put 8 in my shorts for like a regular marathon, but I knew that they had 3 stations on the Chicago course, so I was like, I only need 6. But I got to the hotel to meet a friend to run with 2 hours before the marathon, and my only fuel that I had on me was the gels. So I took 2 gels even before I started the run. So I only had 4 on me. They lent me one when we got in, and then I just did the grab from the volunteers on the way out. But yeah, I had at least 10.
Oh man,
So
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gels.
hey, so speaking of fueling, after you're done with the race and you're finished, obviously you've had like all that gel stuff, but now you're ready for a solid meal, a celebratory meal.
Yeah.
What's on your plate?
Oh man, I didn't get a meal for a minute, so I'm trying to think. Usually I'd go out for like pizza or something just easy, and I mean it's not something I would probably eat pizza like 2 days before a race anyway, but yeah, that'd
It's
be
carbs.
this. It's carbs. It's carbs. Carbs, protein, fats, sodium.
Hey, so hot
Right.
take, Chicago deep dish, yes or no?
I think yes. I don't think it's the best pizza, but I think it's really good.
Okay, American record holder has just confirmed
It's not the best.
it's not the best.
I don't think
pizza.
anyone except someone from Chicago thinks it's the best pizza. No one on earth thinks Chicago deep dish is the
All
best
right.
pizza.
So next would be Detroit style versus New York.
I don't even know if I've had Detroit style. That's like the squares, right?
Dude,
It's,
Yeah, man, you
it's
need to
square.
get in on
yeah,
that.
Yeah, if you ever go to Austin, there's a little place called 312, or is that what it's called?
Via 313.
Via 313.
Or Detroit.
Yeah.
Or-
Or you could go to Detroit.
Or eat Jets Pizza even. Great chain in the Midwest. Also has very good Detroit style pizza.
Okay. I'll look out for it.
Yeah, well, if you need any advice on fast food restaurants, dipping sauces, and or pizzas, you've come to the right place. Shoe reviews we know
Perfect.
nothing about.
Yeah.
What have we been doing talking about running like half this time? We got to be talking about
It
like,
actually
know.
is kind of sad
Yeah.
that we wasted all our time.
We'll have you on our other podcast, The Kitchen. We'll go. All right, man. Well, I really appreciate the time you've taken to speak with us. I know that you probably had to do a lot of these interviews going around, and I hope it doesn't get old for you to talk about it, because at some point, you're going to have to move on to the next challenge and
Which is piloting stunt planes for Hollywood.
flying a bi-wing plane through a barn or something like that. But yeah, this has been awesome for us, a chance to get to know you, and say hi to Clayton next time you're out on the run with him.
Will do. I'll see him tomorrow, so I'll tell him hi then.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And by the way, with that when he was cheering for you at the end of the race, that video, someone needs to take that audio sample and put it into a hardcore song because he was screaming louder than any metal singer I've ever heard.
Would you use Turnstile?
No, like even hard, like
Even hard,
death,
death
dark
metal?
death metal. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because I knew I do feel like that moment got really loud, and I didn't remember like even like noticing that he was there, but then I watched that video and I'm like, how did I miss that? Like I should have gotten so much energy from that. Like what was wrong with me? I should have been speeding up and catching at least one more
Were
burst.
you probably in a zone? Maybe those like
maybe
the
that's what it
television was
was.
kicking in.
He was also wearing like a motorcycle helmet or something. He looked like
Daft Punk?
like he was in Daft Punk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Maybe he's doing the new Tron movie.
I think he was just
Yeah,
hanging
that
out,
makes sense.
disguised.
I appreciate you taking the time, Conner, really. And this has been a treat for us. So, and I think our audience would agree that this is a treat for them. So, we'll see you when you do something else that's pretty spectacular.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Give a good stretch, got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna tuck run, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.